Hello there, and thanks for visiting the Varykino YouTube channel. I'm Christy.
And I'm Matt.
We're long-standing Star Wars fans who live and breathe Star Wars every day.
Welcome to another installment of Our Week of Star Wars, a series recapping the Star Wars fun we've had during the past week. First up, although there are no series with new episodes being released on Disney+, we did enjoy some Star Wars content on Disney+ in the past couple of days. The behind-the-scenes making of The Mandalorian Season 3, part of the Disney Gallery series, came out on Wednesday, New Zealand time. Really enjoy the behind-the-scenes documentaries, even if they are fairly brief, just one-hour episode for the entire season. But there's some good content in there and some actually good quality behind-the-scenes material, not just a bunch of talking heads telling us how much they are fans of Star Wars, which is sometimes a fear that people have with this sort of material.
They talked to a lot of the directors and the actors. Of course, Bo-Katan features heavily in Season 3, so Katie Sackhoff is there behind the scenes talking about, bringing her character into sort of the larger scope within the live-action world of The Mandalorian. We have some of the guest stars like Jack Black talking about, being such a big fan and being able to be a guest on the show. And we see, of course, the tools that they use to bring the whole world to life, delving into developing the world of Mandalore.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of seeing that sort of mechanical aspect of the behind-the-scenes material, like the puppets, the IG-12 puppet, cutaway cockpits of the vehicles, of the spaceships, and how they sort of light them with the stagecraft technology. Seeing those real practical behind-the-scenes steps.
Yeah, they go into things like developing props and costumes and just the sort of physical aspects. Like you say, they talk about harking back to a lot of older Star Wars things to kind of influence how they go about it, talking about going back to the very late 90s for when they were developing Coruscant for the prequel trilogy to sort of influence how they would depict Coruscant in this show. It was really cool to see all the connections and the behind the scenes adventures.
In terms of our usual Star Wars gaming, we didn't get quite as much Star Wars The Old Republic game time in the past week because we were actually out of town for the long weekend running in the Wellington Half Marathon, but that's another story. In terms of Star Wars The Old Republic, we did run through the Null Flashpoint and have a video of that up on our gaming channel. And we also enjoyed some group content. The Terrors of Taris was part of the Galactic Seasons for the past week. So we got together in groups of, large groups to take down some of the world bosses on Taris.
And in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I unlocked the latest character, Captain Rex. This is the older version of Rex as seen in Star Wars Rebels. It has a lot of people wondering about whether this is a tease or somehow going to be connected to the upcoming live-action Ahsoka. A lot of speculation there, but in any case, I'm happy to have another character. He works very well alongside the Phoenix squad team of Hera, Kanan, and all that in the game. So working on gearing him up, and I'm very excited that they have added a new solo journey character, the Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor. I'm very much looking forward to gearing up my characters. This one has much lower requirements than some of the other solo sort of progression characters in the game. You don't even need to have relict characters to unlock him. So I'm hurriedly trying to gear up those ones so that I can unlock the new Cal Kestis.
Since our last installment of Our Week of Star Wars, we've uploaded a good few videos on our YouTube channel. We've taken a look at some products that have just arrived and some products we've had in hand for a little while. So elsewhere on our channel, you can see some unboxing and reviews of the Micro Galaxy Squadron Boba Fett's Starship Slave 1, a look at the Black Series Throne Room version of Boba Fett. Because we happened to hit 500 subscribers in the last little while, we reviewed the 501st Clone Trooper, the TVC 3.75-inch version. I was also really excited and pleased to get the new Boss RC-1138 Republic Commando 6-inch action figure, part of Hasbro's Black Series Gaming Greats line.
And I also unboxed the new Gentle Giant gallery statue of Bastila Shan from Knights of the Old Republic.
That one was really good to get out of the box. You could see it through its window in the box, but really stands out once you get it out and see all the details because it's a really interesting three-dimensional pose.
I'm a big fan of Knights of the Old Republic and a big Gentle Giant collector. This is my first gallery statue from them, which is actually plastic, not polystone or resin. So I was really keen to get my hands on it, and I really like this new line.
We got our hands on a few new collectibles in the past week, and some of these will be featuring in more YouTube content coming out in the next little while. There was a sale on at the local department store, Farmers Department Store. Buy one and get one half off. This is presumably because we're coming up on school holidays here. But we managed to pick up a bunch of the Black Series figures from Andor. Very pleased to get those at quite a reduced price compared to the standard retail for those figures. So those characters included
Cassian Andor himself, Mon Mothma, Bix Caleen, and Luthen Rael. These 4 are all from the blind box versions of the Black Series, the windowless ones. So we're very, very keen to open them up this week and get those unboxing videos out on YouTube.
Also from the Black Series line, we were very interested to see the Celebration exclusive Darth Vader and the Revenge of the Sith packaging, representing the Revenge of the Sith poster, show up at local retail stores here in New Zealand. They are available through EB Games, and we got our hands on one of those.
This was kind of unusual because if you attended Star Wars Celebration in London, you were able to get a sort of a pre-order code from the Hasbro booth so that you could plug in your specific code as an attendee to be able to pre-order this figure from Hasbro Pulse. And then, lo and behold, it's available to just pre-order from local stores. And in New Zealand, we're not a large country. We were not expecting to be able to find this locally, but our local EB Games store had it available online. And they also have limited stock in their physical stores as well, though I do note they don't look like they've been handled very well at our local store, particularly because there is a lot of delicate packaging around this figure.
It's plastic-free packaging, but by removing an insert of the poster, you can see the figure there. So the packaging is not as strong and robust as some of the other versions of their windowless packaging, and the figure's actually exposed when that poster cardboard window is removed. Bit of an odd situation.
Yes, it's not really reinforced with a lot of plastic here. It's mostly paper. So if you go and remove the poster from the front to reveal the figure, the window at the front is a little fragile. So we have this figure and we're hoping to take a closer look at it this coming week. But it's one of those kind of mixed ones, like, is it going to be sort of standing up to the test of time as to whether this is going to be a popular figure or a little bit of a disappointment as a quote-unquote Celebration exclusive figure.
Yeah, so we'll get that full review and the full details up very, very shortly. Just some little things that we also picked up along the way from another department store at the warehouse locally. We got some exclusive Star Wars stationery, a notebook and a pencil case. I say exclusive, they're exclusive to the warehouse. They're using graphics that we may see on other products, but they are designed locally, manufactured in China, but they are a product that is technically exclusive to a local store.
They have been releasing Star Wars stationery for several years, and every sort of batch, we generally pick up a couple of bits and pieces to have around the house, notebooks and pens and things like that. My favorite from this one was the Stormtrooper notebook and a matching pencil case.
So a slightly shorter installment this week as we were out of town for a few days, but we've got a few really interesting things we already know we've got lined up for the coming week to talk about, so stay tuned for our next installment of our Week of Star Wars. Thanks for listening to this episode of our Week of Star Wars. We appreciate you taking your time to listen to us.
And stay tuned for another episode next week. And as always, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.